Hello, and thank you for joining me here on Sew Stitch Hex. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that a non-magical practitioner has asked me, which is, what is a witch and what is witchcraft? Well, witchcraft is a practice, and it can be defined in many ways. And witches can be defined in many ways too, just like everyone can. I should have answered this in an earlier video, but I would have thought for baby witches, you wouldn't need to be defined. But it does help because it's just a label. It's how we identify ourselves. Deciding when someone asks you, who are you? The first thing that comes to mind, not having long enough to think. Do you know your name? Do you know I'm a woman? I'm a man. I'm undefined. What are you? Do you know? Do you know the word that you choose? What does that mean to you? You give meaning to the power, meaning to the label, to the very essence of yourself. You give meaning to something by giving it just a name. And for me, I identify as a witch. This word means a lot of things to me. It can mean healer, although you could just identify as a healer. You could identify as a hoodoo practitioner. You could identify as a sorceress or an enchantress. So alluring and mystical, mysterious maybe. Maybe you identify as a shaman and you practice shamanism. I consider myself to be a witch because I feel that a witch is someone who pulls the energy from herself, who, if she doesn't have the energy, will commune with nature and other forces and channel it through her own body. Her body as the vessel, as this tunnel for this energy to come through. Kind of a tool. Our bodies are a tool. If we don't have the energy, we pull it from somewhere else through our relationship with that something else. I identify as a witch because I feel as if I have the power to make a change. I have the power to summon what I need, to do what I need. And to me, that's what a witch means. But to someone else, a witch might mean someone who can heal your problems when all else has failed. It can be the veil between science and the unknown, the little line that connects the two. A witch can be someone who has the answers that you didn't know you wanted, or someone who has the answers that you know you didn't want, who can help you find those answers if you decide you do. A witch varies, but essentially it's just a person and their practice. And it can be defined in any number of ways. You choose how to define it. But another thing is that witchcraft doesn't have to be the complete identifier for magic. There are other ways to use magic in your life without being a witch. Whether you be another magical practitioner or you be simply interested. You don't have to. There's magic in all of our lives. I just identify as a witch because I intentionally go towards using my inner magic, my inner power, my inner energy. I intentionally seek to do these things. And as a witch, I do this practice of learning about it, learning the different ways I can enhance this power. I can use this power, whether it be through the study of herbs. I love herbs. So many books. I've talked about how much I love random plants, especially poisons. I really love poisons. Those are fun. But I absolutely love learning, and I find that witches seem to be those who seek knowledge. Not all witches read. I recommend reading, but I love books. Some witches just meditate, and they take that time with themselves and the universe and their deities or their gods, no matter who they be, and they meditate. They think. They just reason with themselves and with the world to find different ways to view their own life. And you can have any gods or deities that you work with being a witch. I know several Christo-pagans. I know several people who identify as witches and Christians combined. Which you think, how are you doing this? Well, they have their own reasons and their own understanding of their path. A path, for those who don't know, or who are new, or who just don't have any clue and are just watching for fun, or because you know me. A path is kind of like It's kind of like a denomination if you're in a church and you don't have a different one. But it's also kind of like that tradition you follow, that one way. Like this family has this tradition that they follow and that they do every year, say for Christmas, they do this. But this other family has a different tradition that they follow and they celebrate Hanukkah. So say you have these two people, these different paths. That's their path. You can be on a Judaic path. You can be on a Christian path, obviously, as I mentioned. You can be on the Celtic path or the path of the fairy faith, as I like to dabble in. You can be so many things. It's all up to you. You can even mix them. I'm a hodgepodge of a lot of mess. My craft, my book of shadows, it's all just a big hodgepodge of things. I love things. It's like a scrapbook with all the things. That's me. Just like my altar. If I ever decide to show it, it's a mess of things because it's who I am. My path is a mix of who I am. That is your path. And witchcraft is just practicing the things you learned on that path. All right, little witchies and random viewers, thank you for joining me here on Sew Stitch Hex. This has been What is a Witch with Miss Izzy, and I hope to see you and cast a spell with you in the next video.